Welcome back to the Daily Threat, your go-to source for the latest cybersecurity news. Today we have a jam-packed episode with three major stories that are sending shockwaves through the cybersecurity community. But before we dive into the details, don't forget to subscribe to the Daily Threat for your daily dose of cybersecurity insights. Today's episode is proudly brought to you by QIT Solutions, keeping your digital world secure. Our first story is a concerning surge in phishing and smishing attacks targeting the United States. A report from InfoSecurity magazine reveals that cybercriminals are ramping up their efforts to exploit unsuspecting individuals and organizations through deceptive emails and text messages. These attacks often involve cleverly crafted messages, impersonating trusted entities to lure recipients into clicking on malicious links or providing sensitive information. But how are these attackers gaining access to our inboxes? The attackers are using advanced social engineering techniques to exploit human psychology. They might send emails that appear to be from a colleague, boss, or even a well-known service, creating a false sense of urgency or importance. Once the victim takes the bait, they're redirected to phishing websites designed to harvest login credentials or deliver malware. Now, what does this mean for businesses? The risks are substantial. Stolen credentials can lead to unauthorized access to sensitive information, financial losses, and even the compromise of entire networks. To safeguard against such attacks, it's crucial to educate employees about phishing threats and implement robust email filtering systems. Next on our radar is a warning from Cisco about a vulnerability in its iOS and iPadOS software. The Hacker News reports that this vulnerability could be exploited by malicious actors to execute arbitrary code with kernel privileges. How did this vulnerability come to light? Well, it was discovered by Cisco's internal security team during routine testing. The flaw lies in the IPv6 packet processing code and could allow an attacker to gain control over an affected device. So, how can businesses protect themselves? The key here is prompt action. Cisco has released security updates to address this vulnerability, and organizations using Cisco devices must apply these patches immediately. Additionally, network segmentation and strict access controls can limit the impact of a potential exploitation. Our final story today is about a newly disclosed exploit for a Microsoft SharePoint Server authentication bypass flaw. Bleeping Computer reports that an exploit has been released, raising concerns about potential abuse by malicious actors. Let's dig into the technical details. The flaw exists in the SharePoint server, and if exploited, it could allow an attacker to bypass authentication, gaining unauthorized access to sensitive information. The exploit, now in the wild, makes it crucial for organizations using Microsoft SharePoint Server to act swiftly. Microsoft has yet to release an official patch, so what can businesses do to protect themselves? Wrapping up today's episode, we've covered a surge in phishing and smishing attacks, a critical vulnerability in Cisco's iOS, and an exploit for Microsoft SharePoint Server. Remember, cybersecurity is a shared responsibility, and staying informed is your first line of defense. If you found today's episode informative, make sure to hit that subscribe button and stay ahead of the evolving threat landscape. The Daily Threat is proudly brought to you by QIT Solutions, your trusted partner in cybersecurity.